Good morning, everybody. This meeting will come to order. I note a quorum is present and that each member has before them the material on our agenda today at their place on the rostrum. Good morning and welcome to the organizing meeting of the House Committee on Agriculture for the 118th Congress. I'm honored to be the first Pennsylvanian to serve as chairman in nearly 170 years of the House Agriculture Committee. The first to hold the gavel was Thomas Forrest, a Federalist, 1820. When the committee was first organized or founded, I guess, 1820, 1821. When the committee was first established. The second was John Dawson, a Democrat from 1853 to 1855, and I'm honored to represent the Keystone State. But as I've said time and time again, I promise to be a chairman not just for Pennsylvania agriculture, but all American agriculture. I'm asked almost daily what my priorities are for the 118th Congress, and it's simple. Ask a farmer, ask a rancher, ask a forester, ask a consumer, because their needs should be our first priorities, or should be our priorities. This means supporting policies that put production agriculture first and aim to revitalize rural America. This also means tackling rising inflation and input costs, energy costs, and addressing the politicization of science, and keeping a watchful eye on excessive regulations and spending from the administration, because those things impact the people who produce, the people who process, and quite frankly, the people who consume. Now, that's everybody in this country, and quite frankly, a lot of families around the world through our humanitarian aid and our exports. Now, we certainly have our work cut out for us as far as reauthorizing the Farm Bill, but the committee agenda will also include responsibilities outside the Farm Bill, including commodity markets and the ever-evolving digital ecosphere. And no matter the agenda item, science, technology, and innovation will be woven throughout our work, certainly integrated heavily into all the jurisdictions of all 6 subcommittees. Now, I'm thrilled to welcome so many agriculture advocates to the Diocese Congress. Their experience and constituents will help craft the Farm Bill and promote policies that work for American agriculture. I'd like to take a moment to recognize each of them. First, a not-so-new member. I didn't say old. It'd be more accurate. Okay. Frank Lucas of Oklahoma's 3rd Congressional District. Mr. Lucas has had a hand in writing every farm bill since 1996. I'm grateful for his insight as we go about the work of the 2023 reauthorization. Frank, thank you for your service and welcome back. Next, John Rose of Tennessee's 6th Congressional District. Though new to the committee, Congressman Rose has been a vocal advocate for agriculture industry since day one in Congress. He's a former Tennessee Agriculture Commissioner, owns an 8th-generation family farm and a farm that's existed longer than the state of Tennessee itself. John, thank you and welcome. Next up, we have Ronnie Jackson of Texas' 13th Congressional District. Mr. Jackson's a Navy man, represents the largest agriculture district in the state of Texas. His perspective will be invaluable to ensuring the needs of farmers and ranchers in the Lone Star State are met. And Ronnie, welcome to the committee. I'm pleased to welcome Mark Molinaro of New York's 19th Congressional District. Mark has dedicated his life to public service in the Empire State. I know Mark started out, we've talked a number of times about the importance of the nutrition programs, and specifically SNAP, I guess called food stamps in those days when he was growing up, and went on to be a county executive where he actually administered those programs. And so you've really seen it evolve, and I'm grateful to have him on our farm team here in Congress. Mark, welcome. I'd like to welcome another Texan to our team, Monica De La Cruz of Texas' 15th Congressional District, first Republican to ever win the seat since its creation. Monica's family is rooted in agriculture. She's the proud granddaughter of a Mexican farmer who created a life in America by working in the watermelons fields, and I'm grateful to have her South Texas perspective as we get to work this Congress. Monica, welcome to the team. Next, Nick Langworthy, a neighbor of mine to the north, just crossed the line. Of New York's 23rd Congressional District, is joining us from the southern tier and western side of the state, a rich agriculture district full of small generational family farms. It's also an up-and-coming agro-tourism destination. The district is also home to the oldest and largest Concord grape-growing region in the world. Nick, welcome to the committee. Now jumping over to the West Coast, I'd like to welcome John Duarte of California's 13th Congressional District. Mr. Duarte and his wife farm almonds and grapes in the Central Valley, and his firsthand perspective will be invaluable as we identify ways to better address the needs of farmers, ranchers, and producers this Congress. John, welcome. Zach Nunn is new to the committee this year, joining us from Iowa's 3rd Congressional District. Mr. Nunn is a 6th-generation Iowan from a small family farm growing corn and soybeans. He's also raised sheep, poultry, and hogs. And Zach, welcome to our farm team. Another Midwesterner, Mark Alford, is joining the committee from Missouri's 4th Congressional District. Mr. Alford's passion for agriculture can be accredited to his father, an agriculture teacher, who taught him about the complexities of producing food, fiber, and fuel for the world. Mark, we're happy to have you here. Next, Derek Van Orden of Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District. Mr. Van Orden is a retired Navy SEAL, and while he is the self-appointed Cheese King, and I hear, as of yesterday, he has the crown to prove it. Mr. Van Orden's district actually produces more cranberries than any other district in the country. And I'm excited to have such an enthusiastic voice for dairy on the committee. Derek, well, welcome. Lori Chavez DeReamer of Oregon's 5th Congressional District has been passionate about agriculture since childhood, having shown livestock, specifically sheep, as a member of the 4-H. Her district is agriculturally diverse, with Willamette Valley region alone producing more than 170 different crops. Lori, welcome to the committee. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to welcome for our new members, Max Miller of Ohio's 7th District. Mr. Miller's district is home to thousands of farms, including the largest dairy farm in the Buckeye State. Max, we're welcome to have you and welcome to the team. We have a great slate of, obviously, new members, but a great slate of returning members. And I welcome each of you to the House Committee on Agriculture. Now I yield to the ranking member from Georgia, David Scott, a dear friend, great colleague. We did great work together for 2 years, and we're going to continue to do great work for his remarks. But first, I want to thank the ranking member for his service as chairman and his friendship. David's a gentleman. He's a statesman, and a brother in Christ, and a steadfast partner that will be imperative to our success these next few years. I want to ask every member of this committee and all those in attendance join me in giving Mr. Scott the thanks that he well deserves.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, what an introduction. And thank you all for that wonderful applause. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And let me say it's good to have Mr. Lucas back. And so now we got 3 chairmen, 2 former, and now the present. And GT, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, brother. And
I really, really look forward to your leadership as the new chairman.
thank you.
Look forward to working with you. Although my returning colleagues need no introduction, I've got to introduce them to you. They've done outstanding work. And first, I'm proud to announce the return of Congressman Jim Costa. Jim has been on the committee for almost as long as me, 18 years, and he's doing great work. And my dear friend, Congressman McGovern, a national leader in the fight against hunger. God bless you, my friend. And next we have Congresswoman Adams, who was our vice chair for several years and is doing great work. And next we have Congresswoman Spanberger, who is doing marvelous work in the climate change area, regeneration, all that great work. And Congress Lady Hayes, who is doing a wonderful job as the now ranking member of our Nutrition and Food Subcommittee. And next we have Congresswoman Brown from the wonderful state of Ohio, doing just a superb job. Good to have you all. And Congresswoman Davids, who's doing just an outstanding job. And it's good to have you returning members. The leadership displayed by these members in the 117th Congress will make them fantastic partners for the 118th Congress. And I am eager to build on what we have already accomplished. And now I would just like to take the opportunity to shine a bright light on the wonderful and talented new members of Congress that we have on this committee. And I think you all will understand that they will be a joy to work with. I've looked at their background and it is sterling. Excellent new members. And now let me introduce them. First, Congresswoman Slocum of Michigan. Ms. Slocum, won't you raise your hand? It would be very good if our new members, so that everybody can focus on you and get to know you. Just raise your hand. And next, Congresswoman Caraveo of Colorado. Good to have you. Our wonderful ranking member, she is, of the General Farm, Commodities, Risk Management, and Credit Subcommittee. Congratulations, and as I said, they're talented, and we look forward to your great work. Next, we have Congresswoman Salinas of Oregon, our fantastic ranking member of the Forestry Subcommittee. And see, Chairman, they're coming in and already leading as ranking members of these outstanding committees. As I said, they're so talented. And next we have Congresswoman, let's see, I've been practicing this last name, and I'm going to get it right. Glusenkamp Perez. Did I make it wonderful? Give me a hand. And she's from Perez of Washington. Next we have Congressman Don Davis of North Carolina. Don, raise your hand over there so they'll know you. Next we have Congresswoman Takuda of Hawaii. There she is, raise her hand. And next we have Congresswoman Basinski of Illinois. Oh, she's right here in front of me. All right. And next we have Congressman Sorensen of Illinois. There he is. And next we have Congresswoman Vasquez of New Mexico. Mr. I'm sorry, I apologize. And next we have Congresswoman Crockett of Texas is here, is she not? She was where? Oh, okay, fine. And when she gets back, we will make sure we call attention to her. Okay? Next, we have Congressman Jackson of Illinois, a very brilliant young man and the son of my good friend, Mr. Jesse Jackson, doing great work. And now Congressman Kassar of Texas. There he is. Raise your hand, Mr. God. All right. These are, as I said, are very talented and excellent new members of this committee. And Mr. Chairman, and we are ready to get going on our important work with this distinguished group of new and seasoned members. We got great work to do, and the nation's eyes are upon us, as usual, when we're dealing with the great farm bill. Look forward to it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ranking Member, and to all members of the farm team, welcome. And let's do good work. You know, the rural America, quite frankly, every American family is counting on us to be highly effective in the work that we do in the time ahead of us here in the 118th Congress. So with that, we'll move to the adoption of the motion to authorize to act on the committee. And does the ranking member seek recognition to offer a motion?
Yes, I do, Mr. Chairman. I move that the chairman, in consultation with the ranking member, be authorized to act for the committee in matters affecting staff and administration of our committee.
Thank you, sir. Is there discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes appear to have it, and the motion is adopted. We're going to move on to committee roles. The next item of business is the committee roles for the 118th Congress. In front of each member on the dais is an en-bloc amendment with changes to the roles of the 117th Congress and a red line that shows the changes. And I will note that the only change made are those that were required by the changes to the roles of the House. I now recognize the ranking member for a further motion.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I now move that the committee approve the committee rules for the 118th Congress, which are the rules that were in effect during the 117th Congress, with changes in the en bloc amendment.
Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
Nay.
The ayes appear to have it, and the motion is adopted. Without objection, pursuant to House Rule 11, Clause 2A, the rules of the Committee on Agriculture for the 118th Congress will be submitted to the House for publication and the congressional record. Pursuant to Rule 10, Clause 9, there is at each member's spot a copy of the majority, minority, and nonpartisan committee staff assignments that, without objection, will be adopted by the committee. Seeing no objection, so ordered. And let me just say a note of thank you to, I think we all have some very talented staff. I know you have talented staff on your personal committees. Very thankful to the committee staff, majority, minority, and the nonpartisan. The next item of business is the adoption of the authorization and oversight plan. Pursuant to Rule 10, Clause 2D, 1 of the House, the committee must adopt an authorization and oversight plan and submit a copy simultaneously to the Committee on House Oversight and Accountability, the Committee on House Administration, and the Committee on Appropriations no later than March 1st. I would like to note that this plan has been prepared in coordination with the ranking member and was made available to member staffs for review. Does any member wish to be recognized to discuss the authorization and the oversight plan? Very good. If not, without objection, the committee's authorization and oversight plan for the 118th Congress is adopted and will be forwarded to the respective committees as required by House rules. Without objection, the usual instructions are given to staff that consist of making such technical clarifying or conforming changes as are appropriate without changing the substance of the text, including but not limited to formatting, punctuation, and capitalization. Seeing no further matters on the agenda, the committee will now adjourn, subject to the call of the chair. Thank you very much, everybody, for attending.